Okay, so imagine you are looking at a photograph. But here's the thing, it's not from Earth. It's from Mars. The landscape is this rusty red and honestly it just feels deeply alien. Yet somehow something in the image feels, I don't know, eerily familiar. You see it, right? There's a shape. It has three distinct sides and a pointed top, casting this sharp dark shadow across the dusty ground. It looks, well, like a pyramid. Now this isn't science fiction. These are real images, sent back to Earth by NASA's rovers and orbiters like the Curiosity rover. For decades, these robotic explorers have been our eyes on this distant world, mapping out its craters, canyons, and plains with such dedication. But every now and then, they capture something that just stops us in our tracks, makes us lean in closer to the screen. These strange formations, they really ignite our imagination. They poke at that part of our brain that just loves a good mystery. Are we just seeing things? Is it a trick of light and shadow playing on some random Martian mountain? Or could it be something more? The photos are real, the shapes are right there. But what they represent, well, that's where the real story begins. It's a story that pits scientific skepticism against the boundless human desire to find meaning, patterns, and maybe, just maybe, a sign that we are not alone in this vast, silent universe. So what do some people think when they see these Martian pyramids? For a passionate and vocal group, the answer is actually simple and honestly kind of profound. They believe these are not rocks at all. They see them as artifacts. They see the ruins of a long-lost Martian civilization. In this view, the pyramids are monuments, tombs, or maybe even power plants meticulously engineered by intelligent beings who lived on Mars billions of years ago. This idea suggests that Mars was once a world like Earth, with oceans, an atmosphere, and, life. Then a catastrophic event, maybe a planetary climate shift or an asteroid impact, wiped them out, leaving only these silent geometric ghosts behind. This line of thinking often leads to another more dramatic claim, a cover-up. Proponents of the ancient civilization theory sometimes argue that NASA knows the truth. They suggest the space agency is deliberately hiding definitive proof of alien structures to prevent global panic or to control the narrative. The argument is built on pattern recognition. The human brain is hardwired to find faces in clouds and familiar shapes in random textures. This is called pareidolia. But supporters say this is different. The alleged Martian pyramids, they argue, show way too much geometric precision. They point to seemingly straight edges, symmetrical faces, and specific alignments that just seem too perfect to be accidental. This narrative is powerful. It transforms Mars from a cold, dead planet into a cosmic graveyard, a place of profound tragedy and mystery. It connects with our deepest hopes and fears about our place in the cosmos. Now let's put on our scientific thinking caps for a second. What does geology have to say about these Martian pyramids? As it turns out, nature is actually a far more creative and patient sculptor than we usually give it credit for. Scientists who study planetary geology have a much simpler, though honestly, no less fascinating, explanation for these shapes. They believe these are ventifacts, a pretty cool word for rocks and geological formations that have been shaped by the relentless force of wind. Over millions or even billions of years, wind-carrying sand and dust particles can act like a sandblaster, eroding rock faces into very specific and sometimes surprising shapes. Think about Mars for a second. It's a planet with a thin atmosphere, but it has these powerful winds and epic dust storms that can cover the entire globe. These winds tend to blow from a consistent direction for very long periods. A solitary rock or mountain exposed to this constant abrasion can be carved away into a pyramid-like shape. These formations aren't unique to Mars either. We see them right here on Earth, especially in our own deserts. In places like the Atacama Desert in Chile or the deserts of Antarctica, you can find rocks that have been naturally sculpted into pyramidal forms by the wind. These earthly examples are called Dreikanter, a German word meaning three-faced. Furthermore, the angles and clarity of these shapes are often exaggerated by another simple factor, light and shadow. A low sun angle on Mars, just like at sunrise or sunset on Earth, can create long, sharp shadows. These shadows can make a lumpy, irregular hill look like it has perfectly straight edges and a sharp peak. A picture taken from miles above with a specific lighting condition can create an illusion of geometry that isn't really there when you get up close. So for most scientists, the mystery of the Mars pyramids isn't a mystery at all. It's a beautiful demonstration of natural processes on another world. Why are we so captivated by pyramids anyway? Whether they're here on Earth or, allegedly on Mars, these shapes just seem to have this special power over our imagination. Here on our own planet, pyramids are like the ultimate symbols of our ancient past. Think of the Great Pyramids of Giza in Egypt. I mean, they're absolute marvels of engineering, monuments to human ingenuity, ambition, and our wild quest for eternity. They've stood for thousands of years, aligning with stars and even encoding mathematical constants. But hey, this fascination isn't just about Egypt. Pyramid-like structures were built by ancient cultures all over the world, from the ziggurats of Mesopotamia to the temples of the Maya and Aztecs in Central and South America. Each culture had its own reasons, its own beliefs, but the shape, the pyramid, remained a powerful choice. A pyramid is stable. It's got a solid wide base and rises to a single point, reaching for the heavens. It represents a connection between Earth and the sky, kind of like a ladder to the gods. So when we see this shape on another planet, our brains, instantly make that connection. We don't see a ventifact, we see Giza. We don't see wind erosion, we see intelligent design. Our cultural software is basically programmed to associate pyramids with ancient mysteries and advanced civilizations. It's an instant mental shortcut, and that makes it super tough to look at those Martian formations with totally objective eyes. We're bringing thousands of years of human history and symbolism with us every time we interpret that grainy image from another world. Our fascination? It's not just with Mars, it's with ourselves. That's why the debate gets so passionate. It's not just about rocks, it's about meaning. To suggest the Martian pyramids are natural is, for some folks, to strip away a layer of magic from the universe. To believe they're artificial is to confirm our deepest hope, that intelligence isn't just a cosmic fluke limited to our pale blue dot. The pyramid shape becomes this canvas onto which we project our desires for discovery, connection, and, a grander narrative for humanity's place in the cosmos. So, where does that leave us? On one side, we've got the scientific explanation, grounded in evidence we can actually see right here on Earth. This view paints the Martian pyramids as ventifacts, the beautiful and logical result of billions of years of wind erosion. It's a story of physics, geology, and the downright awesome power of nature to create order and pattern out of chaos. And it doesn't require us to invent a lost civilization or a government conspiracy. It's explained by the same forces that shape our own planet's deserts, making it a simple, elegant, and testable hypothesis. This is the path of scientific reason. On the other side, there's the story of a lost world. This narrative is totally fueled by our love of mystery, our pattern-seeking brains, and that deep-seated hope that we're not alone. It sees the pyramids as echoes of an alien intelligence, silent monuments just waiting for us to uncover their truth. This view champions the idea that we should question everything, even the explanations given to us by experts. The truth is, these two viewpoints don't have to be totally at war. Science actually thrives on curiosity. The very questions raised by believers in Martian artifacts push scientists to get better data, take higher resolution photos, and develop more precise models of Martian geology. Every what if from the public is a challenge to the scientific community to provide a better, clearer. Here's why. This dialogue, this tension between what we can prove and what we can imagine, is what really drives exploration forward. It keeps us looking up at the night sky and sending our robotic emissaries to distant worlds. Ultimately, the story of the Martian pyramids is a story about perspective. Do you see a rock carved by wind, an amazing coincidence of natural forces creating a familiar shape? Or do you see the faint outline of a secret, a question mark just hanging over the red dust of another world? Maybe the most beautiful thing is that for now, you get to decide what you see. The universe hasn't given up all its secrets just yet, and as long as there are shadows on Mars and curious minds here on Earth, the mystery will continue. And honestly, that in itself is a wonderful thing.